in many people's minds, you are Countess Luann de Lesseps' teenage daughter on Real Housewives of New York City.
Right.
You're pursuing modeling. You're this it girl in New York. Catch us up. How did we get to where we are today from what people have in their minds of you right now?
So, I mean, starting off, I would say I think the Housewives ended, I don't know, a while ago, right? And the pursuing modeling thing was like very, it was always brought up to me. It was always like, oh, like you would be good in that, but it was like to me never in the cards for me, obviously, as things have shifted and changed. And then I think after the show, I'm trying to think when that ended. I used to work in fashion,
Mhm.
and then I sort of had this idea to like write this like fantasy trilogy novel series. So that began about like probably 3, 4 years ago. And through the writing of the book, or I say like the book writes itself, the book is sort of this alternate universe. It's like, to me, I call it like the hero healer's journey or medium, whatever, all in the same sphere. And like as I wrote the book, it led me to writing these like shamanic characters, these oracles, these healers, these all of these beings started to come up in the next realm or the next phase of the book's like journey and evolution in the plot. And then therefore, suddenly in my life, it started manifesting. And I mean, even from a young kid, I used to see some ghosts. I used to see some weird dark energy when I was like probably 6, 7, again in my teens. Then it kind of like faded away. So it's like been there a little bit. I just never really understood
Interesting.
like what it was. And then a series of events occurred. It was like I had a breakup, which launched me like out of my hometown, which I'm actually in right now. And then that led to sort of a upswing and like the trauma kind of flew up. And I
Mhm.
started seeking, or they found me as well, like through a gallery owner, because I was working with, I've been an artist like since young, and I think that's out there. And essentially, I went to the gallery where a woman had my work, and I was kind of talking really openly. And then she's like, "You got to go see my healer, like Lisa." So I wanted to go see Lisa, who's like a shamanic energy healer worker. And after the session, which was like quite extreme, she was like, "You have to train, like, you got to learn, like, you're like me, like, da 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 da." And I was like so freaked out because in the session, I could see everything going on. Like, she was ripping stuff out of me that wasn't mine. A lot of like purging was going on. And I saw this like very tall, now I know spirit guide standing next to me, big kind of native, all in shadow with a big jaguar. And I was like, what is going on? You know
Oh
what I
my
mean? Like,
God.
I was very, very scared and freaked out at the time. My nervous system was very kicked up. I had a lot of like my own healing to go through. And essentially, like, that just kept occurring. And I started to get inundated with that kind of sight, and it became actually quite scary. And I was very much again, I wasn't against it, but I wasn't like, oh, I want to be a medium, like I want to be a healer. I was like, no, 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 no. I always say like I kicked and screamed my whole way through this process. Although I'm like super grateful,
Yeah.
absolutely love it, didn't see it coming. Like if you asked me at 14, 15, 16, or 20 that I would be writing a fantasy trilogy epic, be a psychic medium, healer. I mean, everything you're always learning, you're always growing. So it's not like you're like, oh, you're a healer, like everything. That's it. It's like a constant evolution. So I never saw it coming. And then essentially became so inundated that I had to start like training and working with healers and learning how to, one, protect myself, then to like shift into being even open to the idea of mediumship because I wasn't. Now it's become, as you can see online, like I've been public with it probably for like maybe 2 years now. And
Yeah.
then like work with people in all different facets, whether it's like psychic mediumship, helping someone like get a ghost out of their house. The first time I think I did it, I was living in a house out here and I kept, actually we had a ghost in this house. He's not here anymore. But and I could see it, my friend could see it. My mom's actually engaged with it
No,
before.
what do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She I don't think she'll mind me telling this story, but she was in her room and like she pushed a book and the book pushed back and she pushed it back and she'll confirm this, I'm pretty sure, but I was like, "Oh my God, like you engaged with it." And I was in a class one day, just mediumship like training and it's essentially just like you just read each other, you know? And the door didn't open, but it like etherically opened and he popped through and someone was like, "Hey, there's a ghost in your house." Like he just opened the door and I was like, "Yeah, he is here." And he used to kind of be not so nice to me and I used to walk up the stairs at night and look down and be like I see something there." Then I had an ex-boyfriend and I kind of described what it looked like and he was like, "Yeah, I see the same thing." And I was like, "Okay, okay." Like
So you had this ghost that your mom interacted with that you end up getting out of the house?
he is gone now. But I think that one was quite simple. I just kind of asked him if he wanted to leave or wanted to stay, and then I just haven't seen him again. So,
He was like, I'm good. I don't want to, like, you know what? Now that you mention it, I'm gonna head out.
yeah, I think he just kind of like he definitely warmed up to me because I remember I came home one day and I wasn't living her here, and I came in at night and I just heard a voice being like, "You don't live here anymore." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "I'll come back in the morning." And then as I was in the house more and I had switched rooms, I think it was because I was in a room that he like was a guest room, so
Oh.
no one was really in there, and I sensed there was something with a wife or like he used to live here, so he was kind of just like chilling in the house. And then essentially, I think we just spoke casually one day, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to leave? You ready to go?" And then I think he just because he's not here anymore
How do you know he's not there anymore?
because I would see him.
That's so crazy.